are going to look at exponent properties and rules. The first thing it says is, what is the difference between 3x and x to the third? Well, try to type this right in here. 3x is 3 times x, or multiplied by x, where x to the third is, I can type that in better, here we go. X to the third is x times x. So that's the difference. So we're going to look right here at the product property. We've got one example, 2 squared times 2 to the third. We've got 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 gives us 2 to the fifth. So we are going to do that same thing. We've got 3 to the fourth, so that's 3. And I'm just going to do parentheses, times 3 times 3 times 3. And then we're going to do, that's 4 of them. Then we're going to do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we count all those, we end up with 3 to the ninth. Okay, so hopefully we're starting to get, and I'll go over more of these in class. I'm just going to skip down to this last one so that this isn't horribly long. I am just going to put a space between each of these. They're multiplying. X to the ninth, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and x to the seventh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We end up with x to the 16th. Okay, so what is a rule we could make from this information that we're giving? Well, we could, you are just adding the exponents when you have one variable with an exponent multiplied by another. Sorry about my spelling. Okay, it's called a product rule because product means multiplying. Okay, and so a generic rule I would write is x to the n times x to the m equals x to the n plus m in the exponent range. Okay, we're just going to do a couple quick examples. I'm just going to do 1 or 2. So we end up with 5 to the 4 plus 8 gives us 12. And I'm going to just do this one with x's. We just get x to the 7th right there. Okay, so those are just the product rule. And we'll do more in class and you'll have more for homework. Distributive rule, I'm just going to do a couple of these. For distribution, it just means that each of these are happening. So I'm going to do this first one here. We've got 4, it's hard to do, I'm going to do a period, I guess. So that looks like a decimal. Yep, nope, that doesn't work. So we'll just put them in parentheses and double parentheses. That'll work. Okay, so we're going to go 4 times 6 and 4 times 6, and there are 4 of them, so we keep going. And 1 more. Oh, the funs of technology. That all goes here. So what this is saying is we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So we end up with 4 to the 4th and 6 to the 4th. Okay? I'm not going to do more because that was painful, but I will do more in class. So we are taking the exponents by everything in the parentheses. By everything in the parentheses. There we go. It's called the distributive rule because it's distributing. I'm not going to write that all out. But an example would be x, parentheses, x, y. I'm going to do a double parentheses here. I don't have a little dot to make times. Raised to the m would just be x to the m y to the m. There we go. So just some examples. I'm just going to do 1 or 2 here. We would get 2 to the 3rd power and y to the 3rd power. This one would be 21 to the 5th power, and there should be a dot in between these, sorry, 25 to the 5th power. Okay? Be careful of the negative. This one, -4, would just go with this, but this negative goes with everything. So power rule is a little bit different. We've got a couple of examples right here. I'm probably not going to do many of these out. I'll just do this first one. So this would be 5 to the 3rd, and then we would have 5 to the 3rd, and then 5 to the 3rd, and then 5 to the 3rd, okay, which is that many 5s, which would be 5 to the 12th. So what is happening here is we are multiplying the exponents. It is different because we are multiplying. I would say. And so the rule that I would say would be x to the m to the n would equal x to the mn. So I'm going to use a variable for my example here. W to the 7th to the 2nd would be w to the 14th. So that's just my little example there. I think you can probably do all these. Let's do F real quick, because this would be 3 to the 3rd and y to the 27th, just to be clear. And I will do more of these examples in class, but that is the product, distributive, and power rule.